So,
Yes.
disappointment signals that something you expected or hoped for hasn't been met. When we feel it and release it, it helps us detach from the need for something to be a certain way. It's just amazing to me how so many of the feelings, these uncomfortable feelings that we've avoided, were the answer all along.
That's where we needed to go, not stay away from. Good morning, guys. We are your hosts, Lori.
And Shanice, certified spiritual life coaches, and we're so glad you're here. Welcome to our new series, Healing Feelings, a series here on Branching In where we dive into our uncomfortable feelings and explore the benefits of feeling them.
Yes, and we'd also love it if you guys would take a moment to like and subscribe. It means a lot to us to have your support as we continue to spread more self awareness. So, Shanice, on today's episode, we are going to start with the healing feeling of disappointment. So, how, Shanice, is disappointment a healing feeling?
That sounds so weird, right? Like, what?
Exactly.
How on earth is disappointment a healing feeling? Yeah, I know. I felt the same way when I first we first started diving into this.
Yes.
Disappointment signals that something you expected or hoped for hasn't been met. When we feel it and release it, it helps us detach from the need for something to be a certain way. And I mean, we're going to get into it. This is just the first episode. But it's just amazing to me how so many of the feelings, these uncomfortable feelings that we've avoided, were the answer all along.
That's where we needed to go, not stay away from.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, yeah, so obviously we've all had disappointment. Oh my gosh. Every single human, if you're human, you had disappointment.
Yep.
So let's start. Shanice, if you want to share with us one of your disappointing experiences.
Yes, I'm going to be sharing a more recent disappointing experience. So, I've been kind of on this very new journey that began in the summer of 2025 where I've stepped away from everyone, my friends, my family, and I'm really diving into who I am outside of the way I've only ever experienced myself to be. And it's been amazing and it's also been extremely challenging. So, I actually did not join my family during the holidays for Christmas or New Year's. First time in my life I've ever done that. And I think it was like a few days after New Year's. I'm scrolling on social media and it seemed like everyone was doing like all of these amazing things, having so much fun. And during Christmas and New Year's, I had been okay. Like it was sad. And there was some grief, but I was trying to remain open and curious and letting myself enter this new territory. And then being on social media kind of brought that wave crashing. And I was very sad and disappointed and wondering if I'm, doing the right thing or making the right choices. And it just felt like really shitty and lonely and isolating and super fucking uncomfortable. And being in that disappointment was like keeping myself stuck in the ending. And so it was really hard to see that there was a beginning. But yeah, I'm still dealing with grief and disappointment on and off in waves like it comes. But that was just one moment to kind of encapsulate the last few months where it kind of like all came crashing down on me and I started doubting everything.
Yeah, I know. It's hard with social media. So much is posted, like all this good and friends and family times. And when you're sitting in a place that you're kind of in an alone spot, it is very disappointing. And it can make you feel like you just don't belong or like what's wrong with me. And it's very disappointing. Like, how come they have this and I'm over here like this? And there's so much disappointment that arises from that. And I know myself, Shanice, when I myself too have been on kind of the last couple years of more solo journey than I've ever been. I've always had a significant other. Since I've been 18, I swear, I'm 16. There's always been somebody in my life, having an intimate partner and being with friends and family. And I too have walked away from a lot of things in the last few years and am just getting to know myself in a different place. But through that doesn't mean disappointment does not come with that.
Mhm.
Um, and it has for me as well, Shanice, like so much feeling alone. And in the aloneness, the disappointment is just like sometimes so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And again, it's like there's little disappointments and then there's big disappointments, but this was like more on like a bigger end for me too, that just watching everybody doing all their things and knowing that I am not there. But then, like you said, I'm staying stuck in the end because obviously there's more to come. It's a journey.
Yeah.
This is just a journey. I'm only in this part of the journey. There's more to come, but at the same time, in the journey, disappointment is there.
Yep. Yeah. There's no avoiding that.
So, what did actually sitting with disappointment and allowing ourselves to, so we're, New Year's Eve, you're not with all your family and friends. And, so what, was it this allowing us to feel, for ourselves and to teach us, Shanice? Like, what did that allow you to feel and what did it teach you?
It taught me to it taught me to let go. That it's okay because when the initial feeling of disappointment or grief comes up, there's almost like this instinct to latch on and to grip tighter because you're like, "No!" But sitting with the disappointment really just taught me, like, it is okay to let go. Like, the disappointment isn't there because I'm doing something wrong. It's because that's how I always view disappointment, right? Like, "Oh, if I'm feeling disappointment, wait, where did I go wrong? What misstep did I take, and how can I go back?" And now I'm like, "Okay, no, no, it doesn't mean that I'm doing anything wrong." Because that was almost my initial reaction, right? On, like, seeing everyone enjoying their New Year's and being like, "Damn, am I doing it wrong?" I started questioning myself and my choices. And no, because I sat with it longer, and it's just like the biggest thing it was teaching me, yeah, it's going to hurt because it's something different, but to stay the course, and seeing how much it was benefiting me just by the level of peace that I've been able to cultivate in my life in these past few months, that it's okay. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay, and to see it through.
Yeah, that is. And you hit it on the head. It is uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But that's what disappointment wants you to do, to be a
That
little uncomfortable, right? That's the point. It's like disappointment. Just saying it feels uncomfortable, right? I'm gonna be disappointed. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, but that's the point of it. Because with disappointment comes new opportunities, becomes a letting go, a change of plans, a redirection. So much comes from being uncomfortable that
Mhm.
if we're not uncomfortable, we wouldn't, do anything different.
Yeah.
So that disappointment, again, it's a healing feeling. It's for us. It's a letting go. It's a detaching for what's, not working out or doesn't feel well for us. Or, for whatever reason, it's coming for a reason.
And my ego wants to, because then you hear the words "let go." And I mean, I won't speak for anyone else, but my ego is just like, "Let go forever?" Very melodramatic. I struggle with that, like, living in extremes. And so, like, no, no, but it doesn't mean forever. This is just where I am right now. And allowing myself to give up that sense of control, because it's like, well, how long? You know? And, like, everything else that comes with that. It's like, well, I don't know, and that's okay. It's okay to not know, and to stay the course anyway.
Yeah, for me, disappointment, it really teaches me to really regulate my emotions and to be able to self-soothe myself and be disappointed. Like
Yeah.
to be uncomfortable. So many people can't be disappointed, like tiptoeing around the person that can't be disappointed. How crazy is that? I've had relationships that I've been in that I could not disappoint them without feeling, well, it was uncomfortable for me to because they took it really, really, really hard. I don't know if you've ever been in relationships that you could not disappoint the other. It was like,
Yep. Yes,
Aaron,
I have.
yeah, and so I for myself as well, long ago when I could not handle disappointment, oh my god, that is exhausting. Like, it taught me to just be able to be uncomfortable, to, yeah, life can be rough sometimes. Yeah. Like,
And you know what else too is, um, we tend to wanna stay in the endings. Disappointment is the benefit of staying in it is you become detached. And so, like, one big clue when I'm feeling disappointed is realizing I'm attached. There's something I'm attached to. If not, that feeling wouldn't be coming up to begin with. So then getting curious about, okay, what am I trying to latch onto? What am I still afraid to let go of? And really going into that.
Yeah, which leads me right into Shanice, how like the next thing here is like how has feeling disappointment led to the level of awareness we have today? Like
Mhm.
how has it led us there? We can sit with disappointment because we see the value of disappointment.
Yes.
It's a
Is
game
so
changer.
valuable. It's so uncomfortable, so freaking uncomfortable, but so valuable. And I think this is the reason why we started this series, the Healing Feeling series, because we really came to emotionalize just how valuable each one of our uncomfortable healing feelings are.
And how did we do that? By going to them.
Mhm.
How did we emotionalize that? By being disappointed.
Yeah. Over and over and over again.
And different levels of disappointment. And, so yes, it's like I no longer, take it as hard as I used to. Like, oh my gosh, like I think about my teenage self. Disappointment was think about your different ages. Teenage,
Yeah.
my God, what? The plans are canceled? What? He doesn't like me? What? Like I took it to the, like it was crazy. I couldn't handle like I'm not going to be able to survive. I'm not going
Yeah.
to make it's not
It
accept
does. It does feel like we'll die.
right? Disappointment was not acceptable,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm glad too that my parents kind of let me feel that a little bit, I might have kicked and screamed a bit, definitely. But now my level of awareness I have today is don't let it take over my life. I don't let it like change my whole energy. Yes, I'm gonna feel it. It does hit. There's like a but it doesn't like take over my body.
Yeah. Yeah. And another great way that we can use disappointment to our benefit is, I used to stay in situations all the time that were disappointing because it wasn't a big deal, right? It's like, oh, minimizing it, right? And now I move right out of that situation if I see that it doesn't serve me. Yeah.
You just like you did for New Year's,
Mhm.
you moved out of a situation it wasn't for you because you can sit with disappointment.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can so you can move out of something that's not necessarily for you and sit in that disappointment.
And I wouldn't have been ready any other year. Like, it was only because I had been practicing feeling my feelings for years that I was able to get to the point that I felt comfortable enough to do some like that would have been unimaginable to me a few years ago, like not going to my family's for the holidays, completely unimaginable. But yeah, I was able to sit with my disappointment and allow that disappointment to continue to guide me and teach me what it's been teaching me for the last, well, almost a year. It'll be a
Yeah,
year in the
yeah,
summer. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and, also, Shanice, a big one is, we both have children, and trying not to take away their disappointment or others, especially my children, because that's obviously the most near and dear to me is my kid, and so not trying to take away their disappointment and knowing that disappointment is for them, and they're gonna be disappointed, and let them be disappointed, and honestly, I think it's one of the best things we can do as a parent.
Mhm.
So they can learn, like I was saying earlier, to deal with it, to
Yeah.
feel it and go, yeah, that's life. Like if you're going to be disappointed, everything's not going to go our way. The world doesn't revolve around Lori.
Yeah.
And allowing my kids to, feel the uncomfort, whether they have to be like, oh man, that sucks. Okay, yeah, it does, and let them feel the pain of it, and
Yeah.
not take it away.
Yeah. Huge. Yeah. And I definitely was that person that was constantly trying to control things so that no one ever had to feel disappointed. And oh my God, how much energy do I save now? Not
Yeah.
doing that anymore, right? Because yeah, disappointment is a healing feeling. It benefits us to feel it, to sit with it. So same, Lori. I also teach that to my kids and just, help them through it. It's like you're feeling disappointed, okay. And let's cry together. Let's, throw a tantrum together. Yeah, it's okay.
It's a good thing to feel disappointment.
Yeah.
and our kids can feel it, and they're going to live through this.
Mhm.
They will survive, and they'll survive better as adults by having this experience as children to
Yeah,
feel that. Oh my gosh, it's so important.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And, like, when a plan falls through now, whether it's for me or my kids, well, maybe not so much my kids, they're still kids. They still get very disappointed. Makes me think of my youngest.
No, well, he's 8, so yeah.
He gets so mad when he gets disappointed. It feels like life is so unfair. Oh man, that's so funny. But like for me, when a plan falls through, I'm no longer like I no longer get so disappointed. Before I would get so disappointed, get so down. Now I'm like, okay, on to the next thing.
Yeah, you and I both have had so many things just creating this business to be disappointed and keep getting disappointed in
Yeah,
different directions all around. And
yeah,
you have handled and felt it and bounced through that so well
yeah.
by being able to both of us feel disappointment. It has helped build this business.
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, we move through it so much quicker now, which means we're able to shift in another direction that much quicker,
Not getting held up. Yeah.
which definitely benefits us and the business. Absolutely.
And that
Yeah.
just made me think of something. It's like, yeah, what uh, a big game changer is how much when you can't be disappointed, you are held back on what's waiting to come in. What's waiting for you out there? It's just sitting out there because you're stuck in that ending of whatever your disappointment is or whatever plan didn't happen. But there's a new one already forming,
Yeah.
new thing, a new plan, a new whatever, something out there's coming. But because you can't get out of the disappointment and you can't just be uncomfortable and let it go, feel it and then release it and let the new come to whatever it's going to be. What a delay. Like, and then we complain why things aren't happening fast enough because you have to sit in disappointment and release it.
Yeah. Yes, and that's a good point. It's not just feeling the disappointment, because then and when you stay in that feeling, that's how we end up drowning in our emotions and letting them completely take over our whole lives. Feel it and release it. Both are equally as important. And no one can tell you how long to feel it before you release it. You know, that's such a personal journey that only each of us can decide for ourselves. But absolutely, like not staying stuck in the disappointment and releasing it has allowed us to then experience the beginning that was waiting for us all along.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
game changer, and
Yeah.
you hit it on the head. I'm glad you brought that up because, yes, feel it to the level that you need to, but not to the level that it's keeping you from what's trying to reach you.
Yeah.
Still feel it because it's for us and like, "Oh, that sucked, ugh," and then yet, "Okay, I'm done with that. Let's open myself up to what's coming next." And yeah, we've done a lot of work with this, so you and I could talk about this for
Days. It's just we've single-handedly, like, we've seen the benefits firsthand. Like, we've really lived it, and so we're so passionate about spreading this knowledge and wisdom because it's I mean, it's always so hard because we have 10 categories in our 10-week boot camp, so I always be like, "This is the most important one. No, that one's the most important one." I don't know, but I will say allowing myself to feel and release my feelings has been one of the biggest game changers of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. And you guys, this Healing Feelings series is just this is just the beginning. Like this is me and Shanice, we've really come to understand that our feelings, these uncomfortable feelings that we're going to get into in this Healing Feelings series, how they are for us. And to really go through even our 10 categories, you can't do that without these healing feelings that we have fully discovered and created that because we were able to feel our uncomfortable feelings. And we're going to really get into that in this series is how beneficial feeling and releasing these uncomfortable feelings on a regular basis. It's not one and done. It's like they're going to continually be a part of our life. So let's figure out how we can work with them in our life and why they're here and what
Yeah.
they came to tell us. Let's stop avoiding them and like, hello, let's meet them head on. And that's the ticket. That's the cheat sheet. That's the answer.
Yes, we created a thriving surviving chart and broke it down beautifully. So excited for you guys to see that. And there's 16 uncomfortable healing feelings. And in the column after the healing feelings is the gain, what you get by sitting and releasing the uncomfortable healing feeling. And the next column over is the conditioned response, what we do to not feel the feeling, to avoid it at all costs. And then the overall feeling that you feel in your body when you're avoiding the healing feeling. And we broke it all down. It's amazing, and that's what we're using in the Healing Feelings series is we'll be going through each one of the 16 uncomfortable healing feelings. Disappointment was just the first one that
Yeah.
we're doing
And
today.
we've regretted so much more in all of our classes. So that's where we break it down even deeper because we literally create experiences and questions around awareness around all these feelings. So to really get a to for everyone to really emotionalize it and really go through it is to take any one of our
Yeah. Yes, truly, truly. It's been life-changing for us. And we hope that it's equally life-changing for you guys.
Yeah. So, yes. Okay. So, to wrap it up, Shanice, in this episode, we shared the benefits of feeling disappointment and what it taught us. And we now understand that disappointment is for us, even if it doesn't feel good. So, yeah. And like Shanice, you just said, we created that thriving, surviving chart that breaks all these uncomfortable feelings down. So it will, you can allow yourself to feel and release your emotions.
Yes. And you can access this chart by purchasing our 10-week bootcamp, Awaken into Authenticity. Click the link in the description to go to our website and learn more. And that's it for this episode. If this episode spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you think would benefit from it. And thank you guys for listening to Branching In with Shanice.
And Lori, join us for our next episode. We post on Fridays. See you then.
Bye.